Have you ever had a dream where you're standing in front of your pantry, you've got a bag of chips in your hand, a whole handful of chips just waiting to go into your mouth after you're done chewing the chips that are currently in your mouth, and then you have this realization, you're not actually dreaming, this is really happening, and then you say to yourself, I did it again.
I was about to say, get out of my head. I spend way too much time doing that in reality. How is that just a dream?
Today, we're going to be talking about our own struggles with emotional eating. That is not a dream. And what we do to try and stop ourselves from doing it or accept it occasionally.
Ooh, piece of candy.
But first, this is the Fit Mess, where together we learn to develop habits that help us live beyond our mental health struggles to create happier, healthier lives.
He's Zach. He lives in the future with his anxiety.
He's Jeremy, and he lives in the past with his depression. And we get together once a week in the present to share the obstacles we face and how we overcome them. So Jeremy, one of my favorite games that I like to play now is trying to figure out why I am tired. Is it because I'm stressed out? Did I not sleep good? Did I eat the wrong thing? Did I not drink enough water? Did I drink too much alcohol? Did I drink too much caffeine? Did I not drink enough caffeine? This is a game I play every day these days.
That's just a few questions. Yeah, well, I think you're tired because you keep asking yourself all these damn questions over and over again.
I know, but I think I am tired a lot lately because there's one thing that's happening that I've been stressed out. I've got a whole bunch of things going on. I'm an emotional eater. If I am stressed out beyond a certain point, I will go find the salty, crunchy thing and I will eat it. And then I'll go back to work. I'll go back to do whatever I'm doing. An hour later, when I want to avoid that problem, I'm right back to it. Now, the one thing that I'm not doing when I'm doing all this emotional eating is drinking water. And when I'm really stressed out, when I'm in these moments, when I am just in the thick of it, I never remember to drink water. And I can't explain that. So for the last few weeks, why am I tired? Because I'm not drinking enough fucking water. Like, I went back a couple of days and really looked at how much water I was drinking. There was water in my coffee.
The end. That's all you had was the water in your coffee.
There was water in the food that I cooked, and the water was taken out of the food. Mm-hmm. And it was gone.
Yep.
And then maybe a couple drips of water when I was brushing my teeth. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. For like days.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And I just, it kills me every single time. Logically, I know this. Emotionally, overpowers the logic. Mm-hmm. And I just go eat potato chips and I eat whatever it is that's in the cupboard. Even things that I wouldn't consider eating. Like there's a thing of jelly beans.
Oh, yeah.
That are those.
Kryptonite.
That are those.
Just pure kryptonite is all jelly beans are.
But these are the ones from Hogwarts.
Oh,
so like it's got like, you know, watermelon and strawberry and all those good, and cotton candy and all those flavors. But there's also vomit, earwax, all of those things. And I'm just like, whatever. We'll just eat those up because I don't need water. But there's emotional eating. Mm-hmm. There's that side of it. So I now have a sticky note on my computer where I spend most of my time. Yeah. That just says you're not hungry, you're thirsty.
Okay.
Because 95% of the time, that's all it is.
Yeah.
You're just thirsty.
I'm relating on 1,000 different levels, and I have 1,000 questions because I want to help sort of paint this picture for people. When you're emotionally eating, when you are staring at the pantry, grabbing the barf jelly beans, you're fully aware. Like the logic is there and you're going, I don't need this. I'm not hungry. I'm doing this because of feelings. Or are you fully just like, make the thoughts stop, whatever procrastination, whatever it takes, just put this in my face?
It depends on the situation, right? If the stress level is too high, if it's way, 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 way high, mm-hmm. then logic is overruled and I'm in front of the pantry just like eating the thing.
Logic is overruled intentionally. Like you're aware.
Not intentionally. Okay. No, I'm not aware of it.
Okay.
Just emotions are there. Just like I'm at the pantry and I must consume stuff. I don't know why. And I just must do it.
Yeah.
If the stress level is too high. And then there's the other times where the stress level is like kind of medium, mm-hmm. and I'm in front of the pantry going, what the fuck are you doing? Mm-hmm. Why are you doing this again? Mm-hmm. Go get a drink of water. Ooh, bread. Right? I'll just eat a piece of bread. No, I don't have butter to put on it. Yep, my toaster's broken too. It's just a piece of bread.
Ooh, bread. I'm going to get you a t-shirt that just says, ooh, bread.
I would prefer one that says, ooh, cookies, but bread works too.
Okay. So, because I can relate to this, I do the same thing. I will, be pounding away on the keyboard and on my calls all day. And then I will find myself in the kitchen, not hungry, probably haven't had a glass of water since July, and just think to myself, you don't need it. What are you doing? Why are you going to eat the delicious, pastries that are out on the counter? Why are you digging in the pantry? There's nothing good in the pantry. Like there's some protein bars in there to trick me every now and then. I'm like, well, that's close enough. I'll eat that. But the overwhelming sensation to put trash in your face when you are stressed out is sometimes insurmountable. Like even logically, you can, like you just described, like, ooh, bread. There are moments when I look at it, I go, I don't need this. Go get water. Candy. Like it just doesn't, like there's this bridge that's immediately built that goes, that's the next logical step. Just eat the trash.
And if you can get past that and like drink a big glass of water, like literally it makes you full. It does satisfy it. I promise you it satisfies it. Long term. Short term, in that moment, you're going to be sitting there going, it's just a glass of water. This is bullshit. I'd rather take a bite of the glass.
Right, because there's no way water could possibly solve my problem. Like when you're tired at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you're thinking, another coffee sounds good, or some caffeinated beverage, or some sweet thing because I need a little kickstart. Turns out you need water. Like that's the thing that your body's going, if you put this in my belly, you'll feel better and you'll wake up. Because it's amazing how many times I will do that where I do have the presence of mind to drink the water, and I'll just pound like a huge water bottle of it. And in like 10 minutes, I'm like, cool, let's go. Round 2, I'm ready. But again, that like logic versus emotion is this constant battle that I think it sounds like you and I both fight on far too regular of a basis.
It is far too regular. I mean, one would argue that like I should be working on reducing the stress.
Well, there's that.
The stress is still going to be there. So I'm just going to have to work on it, upping my water intake.
Well, and you mentioned earlier talking about there's the work stress and the life stress and all the things. Like I've been going to this therapist and he drew out a map one day talking about like the spiral into depression. And he's like, there's the professional stuff, there's the personality stuff, there's the, you're married stuff, you're a dad stuff. And he just made this illustration that was like, when it all comes crashing together, that's the thing, right? Like any one of them isn't enough. But when all of them come together, you just get overwhelmed, and all of that logic and reasoning and the training and the books and all the stuff that just isn't enough in that moment.
So the thing to remember here is there's ups and there's downs. We all have issues. I don't want to say I'm broken, but like we have things that cause us to do certain things. And it's really hard to change that. And some of them you just need to learn to live with or make slight tweaks. Drinking a glass of water. It's a very slight tweak. It's not a big deal. Even in the moment when you want to take a bite out of the glass because it'll be crunchy too. It's a very slight tweak.
The one thing I will say about the times when it's like borderline, when you are staring at the pantry and you think, ooh, bread or ooh, candy or whatever, when you are able to bring the awareness of why you're doing it, like that Zoom call went badly, or your deadline was missed, or you're under a lot of pressure because of whatever deadline, you're running out of time. When you find yourself looking at it and you're like, I'm actually not here because I'm hungry. I'm actually here because stress, tired, thirsty, whatever. That awareness alone oftentimes is enough to go, nope, close it. Better choice over there.
Yep.
Occasionally, like you said, it's not going to be enough. And so that's when, you talk a lot about self-compassion. Cool. All in. We made that choice. Try to learn from it and do better next time. Make that choice, and then what next, right? Like, how do I address this next time? What sticky note can I put on my computer? What can I put on the pantry that makes me question those ideas or those actions when I don't have the logical powers to make those right choices?
Whenever it happens, I always tell myself, yep, you did. And that's okay. And you know what? You will probably eat another earwax jelly bean at another time. You'll fall again, so long as you get back up.
Do you ever do this to yourself? Do you ever think, yeah, this is just what I need right now, and that's okay. This is how
every now and again, yeah.
This is just how I need to soothe this.
every now and again, I do try and plan those. It's not like a go and eat whatever's in the pantry. I will go to my daughter and say, hey, I had a rough week. Did you have a rough week? Yeah, I had a rough week too. Of course, she's in 7th grade.
So every week's a rough week.
Every week's a rough week, no matter what. I'm like, okay, let's go to the ice cream shop. Let's make this an outing. Let's go do something special. Like, not I'm going to sit in front of the TV, binge and watch blah, blah. Like, no.
Right.
We're going to go do a thing together. We're both going to go enjoy some ice cream. Then we're going to go enjoy our lives.
Yep, absolutely. All right, well, I don't know about you, but I've got a jelly bean sandwich waiting for me downstairs. So we're going to wrap up this episode. You can subscribe to our newsletter by visiting our website, thefitmess.com, and that is where we will be back in just a few days with another new episode. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon.
See you, everyone.
We know this podcast is amazing and doesn't seem to lack anything, but we need a legal disclaimer. Prior to implementing anything discussed in this podcast, it is your responsibility to conduct your own research and consult your physician. You should assume that Jeremy and Zach don't know what they're talking about, and they're not liable for any physical or emotional issues that occur directly or indirectly from listening to this podcast.